we're here in this room in the Rock Gym, and I want to talk you through the sound system that's in here. First off, this is on a hinge. I just want to show you it in this video as well. There's a hinge where you can get to the back. Honestly, if you know how sound systems work, I mean, everything's just plugged in from one spot to another. If you don't understand how it is, just do a little bit of looking. At some point, there's a physical connection that actually makes place, and that's what's carrying your signal. On the back of this thing, you'll see up at the top, we got some power amps and a power strip, a microphone receiver, a couple other microphone receivers, and they're tied to antennas, a little patch bay, and then this is a mixer that's mounted vertically. So if you ever need to do something with a cable, you think, hey, maybe a cable's bad, it could be back in here. Normally, you'll see it looking like this. Now, when we're in here, this is the power button that turns on this system, everything in the rack, and then these are the two power amps that feed overhead. This one right here feeds the bleacher sides, the two main set of bleachers, one's for the left, one's for the right. And then the other one here feeds the center speakers, which are for over the court. That's all that we have right now. So this one feeds the center speakers over the court. This side is not attached to anything. So if this is off, you have to turn these on, otherwise no sound is going to come in. As I understand it, this media receiver is attached to a little wireless transmitter up in the crow's nest, and that's sending information from the video processing board that they use for the scoreboard down to here. It's kind of a hokey connection, honestly, to use this wirely, but I guess it works for them. And then you've got this mixer. These are inputs that just go to the mixer on the top. That's all that they are. You see mic 1, mic 2, I've got the word chapel written on it, so that's in the second slot. Mic 3, you'll see green and red. That's these two wireless receivers. The actual antennas for those are over here on the side of the case. I don't know which ones they are actually. Maybe all those antennas are being part of that system. And then everything else is right in here, with the exception of stuff in the drawer. The remote for the projector's normally in here. I have it out for chapel at the moment. There's a direct box here, which they have hooked up to the green wireless transmitter, which you could use this for something else like a mic pack if you wanted to. And they're just taking a cable that plugs in from here to there and then using this to get a computer in. And then you also have this mic, which this has no tape on it, but this is the red microphone, which you can use for announcing and such things. At the moment, these are all pretty old, and as a matter of fact, they're frequencies that I'm not sure that those things are still in the frequency ranges that we're allowed to use, but they're currently being used. They're what we've had for a while. Okay, so let's talk about the mix board because that can get a little bit confusing. So let's look at one channel and maybe get a little closer for this, Ben. Up at the top, you have plus 48 volt phantom power. If you don't know that you have a microphone or an input that needs this, it's probably off. There's a pad button, and that just absorbs some of the signal. If it's too hot, if it's clipping, that could be a problem, and you could use that to get rid of some of it. Otherwise, this is your gain knob. And on any audio system, when you plug in an input, you got to set the gain up before you could really use it. It's like how much signal is coming into the board. From here, we've got a high-pass filter button, and on anything that's a microphone, you want to have that button pushed in because you don't need those low frequencies. If it's carrying a ton of stuff, like for instance our chapel feed will have some bass in it, we don't want that on. Everything here is EQ. If you don't know what you're doing with EQ, you probably want to leave it right at noon. But if you do, you can use it to kind of help get rid of some muddiness or clearness. And this button here that says EQ in, if that button's not pushed in, then the EQ is not actually being affected by the channel. It's a cool way for you to listen to see if something's actually helping or not. You can go, there's my EQ, or there's without EQ. Oh, okay, I don't really need that. You'll see auxiliary sends. This works like a lot of other boards, but because we don't really have anything coming out of auxiliary sends up here, they don't really do anything. Down here is a pan. You want to be careful with the pan. Just leave it at center. If you needed something to get only to the left side of the bleachers or the right side of the bleachers, you could use this, but I just wouldn't recommend it. Mute buttons. This is a PFL signal, which is a way for you to listen, and also over on this display to get feed on how much gain is coming in. If you push that button, you can see that, or listen with a pair of headphones, which there's a jack up there. And then the faders, but this is a matrix style board, and so you'll see it says LR right here. That means it's assigned to the left-right channel. Whenever this white button is clicked in, it's going to go to the house, left and right over here, these two blue faders, which ultimately ends up in our left and right bleachers section. The other ones, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 3, 4 is not used. 1, 2 would assign it to the center speakers as well, because 1 is the center speaker here. All these should be set up to where you want. It's like your master volume. Everything else you got to set to the way that you need it. So you'll see mic 1 through 6 are these panels right here. Mic 1 we've had a couple problems with at some point, so I've been using mic 2 for the chapel, but there's some extra mics here for plugging things in. The red and the green channel. The media channel is this guy right here. Free channel, which would be something you could plug into the back of the board. iPad or aux. And I don't know where this CD/iPad is. I think it's something that used to be in the rack here and isn't there anymore. And this aux channel is, I believe this is fed from the projector up overhead. So I think that when audio comes back into the system from the projector and you want to hear it, I think it comes through this aux channel right here. I don't remember. These matrix mixers you're not going to have to worry about a whole lot. That's a different concept than this assign button down here. And this is like the overall volume for your aux sends, which we don't really use. So in here as well, you also have the ability to mute like a whole output channel. If one of these buttons were pushed, it could be muted. And this is just a way for you to listen to the signal on that as well. You don't need to use this trim feature. Now at some point in the future, it might make a lot more sense for us to not run Chapel into an input on one board from another board and get it directly to power amps. This is a system that could use being revamped at some point to make more sense for what we're doing, and also to put some covers on this that prevent people from turning these knobs, because ultimately if the power amp knobs are down or if the power amps are off, nothing will work. But that's a little bit about how this works. You can look up the manual for the Allen & Heath MixWiz WZ4 and really get some more information from it, but that's at least a little overview on what's going on in this room.